Hey,
Hello, I'm this Nutt, and I am interviewing Crimson Shadow with Ponies at Play. Well, for Ponies at
hello.
Play. Alright, so, how did you become a brony?
Oh God, now that's a lovely story. I went to an old friend's party. Yeah, he invited me to a party once, and I was sitting in a room, and some pony, put on this video, and I'm like, oh God, it's My Little Pony. This is at first when I first saw the show. It was a little bit girly, and so I watched it, and it was an episode, but it wasn't an actual episode. It was something called Ponies the Anthology.
Oh, I've seen
And
that.
exactly, and then I got curious. I'm like, okay, I have to see this. So I eventually started watching the show, and that's literally how I got into it. I watched the first episode, which ended off in a cliffhanger, and I'm like, okay, I have to watch the next episode. Episode 2 rolls by, and I'm like, okay, that was quick, but there could be more. There's got to be more. So I watched the entire first season. I skipped work the next day to watch the entire season 3 times. That was my introduction to Bronydom.
Right, well, minus the Ponies the Anthology bit, that basically sums up how I got into it. Well, also minus the work bit.
Just
Anyway,
randomly watched an episode and it was like, let's watch more.
so, who is best pony?
The question of my life.
Yes.
You see, truly, you can't choose just one. There is just you really can't.
Like
A true
top
brony
three
can't.
then? Yeah.
Well, well, per se, I'd actually have to say Chrysalis, due to the fact that if you're gonna do anything with her, she can become any pony you want in the first place. She's a changeling, so it would have to, for me, it would actually have to be Queen Chrysalis, hands
Right.
down.
Okay. Good answer, even though technically she's not a pony.
Well, she looks
No, I
like
guess
if
she
she looks
can
like
be
a
a pony
pony,
if she
walks like a
wants to be.
pony. She's a pony.
Alright, so what is your favourite episode? And, if it's hard to pick, I can split this
Does the
into like
anthology
season 1 and season
count?
2.
Does the anthology count? Because if I had to choose, it'd have to be the anthology because that's the episode that got me into the series.
Yeah, unfortunately, the anthology isn't an episode.
All right, fine. God, you know what? That is a hard choice.
Like I said,
I
we can
can't
split this into season 1 and
again.
season 2 if it helps.
Again, I have to say I do not have a favorite episode because the series is just to me so well done that they're all my favorite episodes. Honestly, I can't choose just one.
Alright.
But if I have to choose a season at least, it would have to be the first season due to the fact that that was the Lauren Faust season. Hasbro kind of messed it up for me in the second season with a few episodes, but you know what? It's still an amazingly well done show. I love it. I loved every second of every episode. Recorded it and watched it every episode at least 3 times when it first came out. So I can't choose, sadly.
Fair enough. So, who is your favourite Cutie Mark Crusader?
Oh God. Um. Well, actually, here's a little tidbit I found with the Cutie Mark Crusaders. You know that they're based on the Powerpuff Girls, right?
Are they?
Well, I mean, okay, look at Apple Blue. She's got that kind of personality as the leader. She was technically, in the way, the creator of the Cutie Mark Crusaders. She came up with the name, and then she's got that big giant red bow at the top of her hair. That's
Yep,
Blossom.
Blossom.
That's Blossom. You have Scootaloo. She's got the messed up hair.
Buttercup.
Yeah, but exactly. And then you have Sweetie Belle, which Sweetie Belle is Bubbles. You have each of their personalities, and you look at them, and you look at them, and you're like, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. And so that's why, with the Cutie Mark Crusaders, I've always had a thing for. Well, each girl has their own special talent. Again, I can't choose. It's just they're all so awesome. I'm sorry. I know this doesn't make any sense. It's like, come on, dude. You're just basically saying everything is awesome, but that's because it is. It to me, everything in My Little Pony is just so awesome. I can't choose just one. That is the big thing. But if I had to, I'd have to say Sweetie Belle, due to the fact that she's a singer, and so am I. I actually am a huge singer. I go to karaoke contests all the time. I win them, and like I feel like a male version of Sweetie Belle. So I'm gonna have to go with Sweetie Belle.
Right. Um. So, who do you think has the best pet? Yeah.
Oh God. Well, I have a thing for dogs. And Winona's really cool, but at the same time, she's, it's like Bahram you kind of babe thing, she's just a sheepdog. You don't really show up that often. Tank was only in one episode. Cool turtle. I've had a turtle before, not really my thing. But if I had to choose,
Tortoise.
Opalescence. Definitely Opalescence, because Opalescence has such a great personality. She's been in more than one episode. And every time I see her, she just makes me want to laugh. Especially the scene where she cuts off, I think it was Twilight's hair or something like that. Oh no, it was. I
I
think.
think it was Sweetie Belle.
Oh
But
yeah, she's got the claws, so she slices it, and she's got that like that evil little Cheshire cat grin on her face. So definitely Sweetie Belle. Oh, not Opalescence.
right. So, what do you look forward to in season 3?
More Luna. More interactions. I want to see a bigger conflict in this series. I want to see Hasbro take ideas from the community and make them a reality. Which is what I plan on doing with Project Origins, which I'm guessing we'll be talking a little bit later about.
Well,
But
apparently the writers have a in-house rule of not looking at like fan fictions and stuff, so that might be a bit
well,
tricky.
no, not fan fictions,
I
but
mean, stuff like that,
true. But no, I mean, like I've seen people take ideas and basically be like, Hasbro, here's an idea for a character or something. It's like, take this idea and do what you want with it. Like for example, I did toss an idea I had at Lauren. She's like, this is an amazing idea. I'd love to see it, but it's like I can't do anything because I'm not part of the series anymore. And it's true. She created it, but Hasbro was the one that took over season 2. So it's pretty much what I can say to that. Is just I want to see, just in a general term, I want to see more. Season 1 was perfect. Season 2 left more to be wanted from Hasbro. I want to see perfection again. I want to see Lauren Faust come back and do another season.
Well, I guess so. That might be a bit tricky because obviously she's working on like another show.
Galaxy Girls,
That's
yeah. It's
there,
called, I think
and
it's
not
called
to mention
Galaxy
the
Girls.
other one she's got for DC Nation.
Yeah, that's called Galaxy Girls.
No, it ain't. The one with Wonder Woman. Supergirl and Batgirl and
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh God. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Galaxy Girls. That's the one that's drawn up like
yeah. That's the
Powerpuff
thing
Girls.
series she wants to make, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm talking about the one she's actually made. Yeah. And so anyway, what do you like about being a brony?
The community, because on top of being a brony, I'm also a furry, which a lot of people look down upon. The same way a lot of people look down on bronies is that, everybody expects it on the clop fiction and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, that's a total negative. But you know what? That's all they look at. If you were a part of the community, you'd see that everybody helps each other. It's not just, oh, well, I'm a brony, that's all I am. It's like, no, when you're a brony, you're part of a larger community that when everybody gets together, they're all friends. It's like that's the cool thing, is that when they all have something in common, is that they tend to be friends like instantly. You go to BronyCon and you see all these people that'll just like that, they'll become your friend because it's just that's how the community works. It's friendly. It's tolerance. It's love. It's non-haters. you know, and I mean, true, you get your parasprites every now and then, which
Well,
for you
that's to be
non-bronies,
expected.
yeah, for you non-bronies is trolls, and it's so for me, it's the community is a big plus, hands down. I love it.
Yeah, good. But so, what is your favorite fan-related thing?
Ooh. Well, you know what? I know this is very typical, but I'm gonna have to go with mine. My own fanfic that I'm currently working on. Um, and it's going to be I want to try to make this the biggest possible project in the community that the community has ever seen.
Right. So yeah, obviously, other than Project Origins, which I'll ask you after this, what else do you make?
For me, I'm actually, like I said, I'm a singer. I'm in the process of making my own YouTube channel. It's not up and running yet, so I don't have a link to it at all. But my channel is basically it's going to have me singing certain songs, everything from, like modern songs that we have today to like actual MLP songs I plan on singing myself and things like that. And I plan on getting in some of the other names like oh, what's her name? Isabel, the one who did like her own version of Fireflies, which is called Fluttershy's, and she sang her own version of a couple of Fluttershy songs, things like that. Like I want to get some of these names in here to sing songs with me for like counterparts and everything like that. But for now, it's just an empty channel, and I haven't gotten anything on it yet. So I'll keep you posted on that, so you can talk about that later.
Yeah, I suppose once that's going, I could just pop a link in the description or something.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So, what can you share about Project Origins? I mean, like, can
Well,
you give me a general
I can give you the
a
full
sum it up
synopsis. The full
first?
synopsis of the entire series, I've actually read it before. It'll take 5 minutes for literally about 5 or 6 minutes for me to read the synopsis, if you don't mind.
Right, brace yourselves.
All right, here, let's start the timer. No, just kidding. Okay, Series 1, Discord. Discord is coming to Equestria for the first time, and he's bringing an army. And what I did to this is I'm thinking Persians, like the old Persians as we think for like 300, a massive army. And he's
Right.
come from, and real quick, I'm going to stop at it right there because we base MLP. A lot of people believe that MLP is based on Pangaea, which is, the ancient supercontinent. So, and Equestria is set up in like is sort of like the North American area. So that's why the only way he could come in is from the east. I mean, he could come in from the west, but that just doesn't make that much sense. But anyways, he comes in from the east and passes through the Shadow Realm, which is the
The
area.
place you go where you lose card games. Sorry, I
No,
had to
no,
do
no, no,
that.
no, 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 no. The Shadow Realm.
Sorry.
You'll explain. I'll explain it to you in a minute. Shadow Realm to get to Canterlot, destroying it in his wake and leaving our main pony, Crimson Shadow, me, homeless. That is when Crimson is adopted by the princesses of Canterlot, Luna and Celestia, where he is raised to be kind and sweet. Later in the series, as Discord plans to attack Canterlot, the ponies have no idea about the attack, and Crimson is too shell-shocked to remember that and the amnesia from the sheer terror that he had to face watching his home get destroyed. When Discord finally attacks, he is too strong even for the princesses to handle. That is when Crimson gets the idea to give them somewhat of a power boost, making him create. Now, I'm going to get a lot of hate from this, I expect this. Making him create what we know today as the elements of harmony. The princesses now use this extra power together to defeat Discord and his incoming army. With Canterlot in ruins, Crimson and the princesses look to rebuild for a somewhat happy ending. Now that's Series 1. Um, I don't plan on making this more than like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 episodes total, the true half-hour length. Do you have any personal questions about that? Like, do you have any questions about the whole Elements of Harmony thing, or like any questions about Series 1?
Well, how exactly can he just create the elements of harmony? I mean, without sounding like making him sound like a OPOC.
Now that is a big question that I've even asked myself. It's like, how can I do this without making him seem like ridiculously powerful? Crimson's personality is somewhat that of curiosity, and he's a genius in a way, but he's very timid. So he's frantically trying to figure out this way, and he's mixing this thing together, and the creation of the elements is an accident. He wants to give him some kind of power boost, but what he creates is an accident, because what does he do to add? He adds the essence of all these different types of personalities. There's the five personalities that we know, which are generosity, kindness, laughter, all the stuff that he's experienced as he's grown up with the princesses. But he didn't know, but it wasn't working. And then he accidentally adds an extra ingredient to the concoction. Magical X. No, I'm just kidding. No, no.
Yeah.
But that was basic synopsis. Is that I wanted, like I said, I wanted to stick to Lauren Faust. So he creates this thing with other ponies. He doesn't just do this himself. He creates it with other ponies, and he adds magic to the ingredients, which causes this a massive explosion, and the elements of harmony are created out of the essences of these different types of elements, and that's how he gets the elements of harmony.
But
It's
doesn't
it's a
the
very
show also show that apparently you need ponies associated with the elements?
exactly, and that's like I will explain in the series, the princesses together share the six elements. Like it even explains, if you even listen in the first episode of season 2, episode 27, it explains that Celestia and Luna together use the elements to defeat Discord. She says when my sister and I use the elements to defeat Discord. So that gave me open idea to um, show how they were done. The twitch is that they don't exactly tell how they came into play, and that is what I want to do with the series. Is to show how the elements came into play. It's But the other thing is that I'm accepting ideas from the community. I don't want this to just be my project. I want this to be their project, the community's project. I want to take community's ideas, and it's basically like the best idea that I get, I'll make so. But we're going to be using my ponies, and I will give credit, where credit is due, and things like that.
All right.
Any more questions for series 1 or for season section 1?
Well,
No?
I can't seem to think of any.
Okay. All right. Moving on to series 2. We have the Luna and Nightmare Moon confrontation. All right. So here's the synopsis. Many years have passed since the defeat of Discord. The princesses, along with Crimson, have grown up, and Crimson starts to fall in love with Luna. Since Crimson's kind of like the adopted family member, I'm working on that synopsis. Unfortunately, this is also when Crimson's powers of darkness start to become more powerful and emerge. As he and Luna get closer, the darkness within him begins to feed on Luna, starting to turn her against her sister. Eventually, the darkness grows so strong that it transforms Luna into the dreaded Nightmare Moon. With Crimson having no idea what's really going on, he tries to reason with her, but to no avail. Nightmare Moon is too far lost in the darkness to listen, and decides that she is going to wage another war, not against Canterlot itself, but against Celestia. A battle ensues between the sisters, with Crimson right in the center of it. Being forced to choose between the sisters, he decides to stay fairly neutral and to try to find an alternative way to change Nightmare Moon back to Luna. However, things do not go exactly as planned when Crimson finds out that Celestia uses the very elements that he created for the girls to defeat Discord, but this time to imprison Luna on the moon. This drives him into a deep depression or this drives him into a deep depression, which is that when the darkness powers inside him finally emerge as a split personality, Shadowbane. Any questions?
So, well, how exactly does the whole part where the show explains that, well, with Luna, uh,
How it
she
happens?
felt jealous of Celestia and how she
Well,
had the day, and the ponies loved the daytime, but well
but
ignored her night because they were all asleep.
that's exactly how I explain it. Lauren Faust did explain that she didn't explain how exactly. She just said there was a force that turned Luna a force of darkness that turned Nightmare Moon or Luna into Nightmare Moon. And that's what I want to play on. I want to show where that force came from. Like I said, I'm kind of turning my pony Crimson into the entity of the ideas as a whole, and basically being the source of all the trouble that Equestria gets into. And so basically crap, what was I going to say? I went completely blank. um Oh yeah, okay, so the seeds of deception were already planted. Luna already noticed how people were sleeping at night and didn't do anything. So she was kind of feeling sad and depressed. And so that's what the darkness was feeding on. The darkness from Crimson was feeding on that. And eventually that sadness and depression turned into jealousy and hatred and envy. And basically that envy turned her into the fed the darkness within her and eventually turned her into Nightmare Moon. I had this all thought out.
Yeah. Um. So
No more
yeah. So I'm
questions
guessing
then.
that's you've got so far, right, in your
This is
project.
this is a tip of the iceberg synopsis. This is just a I wrote this thing in 10 minutes, just as a to get the idea down of what we're going to do. There's a whole huge world we're going to be facing this on. We're going to be blasting out different parts of the story. We're going to be doing all this, but what I'm facing on now, what I'm dealing with now with the reading and the synopsis is just the very basic. We spread out from there is basically what I'm saying. We're giving the community the basic idea, and we're letting the community tell the rest of the story.
So if I remember correctly, you need animators for this project.
Yes, please. To all you people who are listening to this, I need animators. I need people. You know, like people like Brony Dance Party. He does a good job, but I need someone like Jan Animations, the person who does Ask the Crusaders. I need people like that who can animate it as good as close to the show as we could possibly get, because this is going to be. I want this to be the biggest project in Brony history. Okay, and of course, this isn't a project that's going to happen overnight. I expect this to take a few years coming on, you know, and to the people who are listening, this thing, if you're wondering how this is going to work, is I'm basing my ideas around the actual show that they made, so that way the show doesn't contradict what's going on with my series, with the community, with this series coming up.
All right, but as we don't really know what's exactly planned for season three, how do you know nothing in season three could possibly conflict with this? Like, what if they give
Because
out a bit of backstory on Celestia or something?
And that's why I'm waiting. That's why I'm waiting patiently. I'm finding out, and then if need be, I will adjust the story, to fit that. But as the story, that was the main thing I'm doing, is I'm adjusting the story as it goes on, so that way nothing does contradict. And I'm also make sure I have everything planned and done before we even start the animation as well, so that way, again, no contradictions.
Right. So, does your fan fiction? That's sorry. There's a project. Also, I mean, do you think this project might also cover why the Everfree Forest is so, well, messed up?
Yes, and I'm about to explain it in Series 3. So here comes the Series 3 synopsis.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Yay! Ow, my fingers. Um, Having been betrayed by Celestia, Crimson Shadow, now the dreaded Shadowbane, the Angel of Darkness, still working on the name, starts the final war with the final ancient war with Celestia. From his old castle in the Everfree Forest, Shadowbane gathers an army and new generals to lead them into battle with Celestia. He travels around the world to gather followers from the Diamond Dogs to the Griffins, and even some other species, as it feels like Discord all over again, but this time with a specific target in sight. The war lasts many months until Shadowbane finally confronts Celestia in a heated battle right in the middle of the siege of Canterlot. Shadowbane gets defeated, however, and locked away with the only thing strong enough to keep him and his 6 generals locked up, the very elements that he created. There he waits for over 1,000 years, planning, scheming, and plotting Celestia's downfall, this time from inside her court. Now, with that, I want to explain this. For all you ponies out there, if you remember Season 1, Episode 2, the inside the ancient castle where Twilight and the other 5 confront Nightmare Moon, if you'll notice, these elements of harmony are on 6 pedestals around a very large-looking orb. That orb is where Shadowbane and his generals are being imprisoned. And that was the big thing that I wanted, is to show, like I said, the series. I'm taking my ideas from the series to create an origin story.
Okay. I just remembered something about the first series of this, where you mentioned how Discord had an army.
Yes.
Why would a reality warper that's nigh invincible need an army?
But that was the original part, is that he was a mischief maker. His army was he could cause mischief, but it wasn't exactly doing enough damage. So he has an army to be able to actually control the areas, like when he's not around, kind of thing.
I kind of just assumed he just liked to witness the chaos as opposed to know it's happening. You know,
Like I said, I have explained before that the series is a major work in progress. This is just
so
what I
obviously
thought
details
up.
are to change.
Yes, details are to change. It's not set in stone just yet. All right.
Yeah.
Any questions about the series 3?
Yes, about series 3.
Awkward silence.
Oh, it's awkward silence. Is what we
No.
need.
That's the worst part about interviews, is like you have to come up with some questions on the fly.
Yeah. And while I can come up with commentary on the fly,
Uh,
this interview stuff is new to me.
I know, it sucks. Um,
And I think
Well,
I'm
actually,
studying
you know what?
interviews and everything.
I can tell you.
Sorry I didn't go for like a Twilight level of organizer this.
Oh, that's okay. Clock is ticking. No,
Just have like mountains of piles and
yes, seriously.
checklists.
No. No, with what is it? I can't tell you the name of the generals though. It's going to be, of course, Shadowbane is the commander-in-chief per se. Then you have his 2 second-in-commands, which are Treebree and Snowfall. Then after that, you have his lieutenants, which are Rosebud, Kronos, who else was there? Flamebow Thrash, which, yeah, I know it's Rainbow Dash, but that isn't my character that I made up, so that's left alone. And then you're gonna love this one, Princess Bubbly.
Princess Bubbly, eh?
Yes, Princess Bubbly is from a friend of mine, and she basically wanted a pony that had a quote-unquote bubbly personality, and I'm like, we have
Oh,
ourselves an
in fact.
Asian derpy. We have ourselves an old-fashioned derpy. Um, but every the whole point of the series is that every character in my series reflects the ponies that we know today, because it's the whole history repeats itself kind of thing. So every, like the whole every 1,000 years, there's a personality that tends to repeat itself. So we had that going in there. Um, but if I may, I want to read the final synopsis for you before, if we haven't, unless you have any other questions for season 3
Not
or
really.
series. Okay.
Yeah, go on.
All right. Series 4, Friendship is Magic as We Know It. Okay, and I explained this before. Season 1, Episode 2, the final battle between Arcanon 6 and Nightmare Moon. Twinal Sparkle, our main heroine pony, has taken the elements of harmony from the pedestals and reactivated them. Now in their control, Princess Celestia's hold over them has diminished, leaving Shadowbane and his generals open to escape, which they do. Shadowbane and his generals start causing small but noticeable havoc in the realm as he sets the master plan in motion. The dragon sleeping in the mountain, the Hydra in the swamp, everything involved with a physical factor that was caused by Shadowbane and his generals. Even the release of Discord in Season 2 and Chrysalis coming to Canterlot, all part of the plan. Even them losing was all part of his plan. He used Discord and the Queen to study the heroine's strength and weaknesses. Eventually, Shadowbane springs his trap and goes to battle with Celestia once again, but Crimson overcomes Shadowbane with the help of his long-lost love, Luna, and locks Shadowbane deep within the recesses of his mind. Now the only way for Shadowbane to get out is if Crimson willingly lets him out. The realms are safe once again as Shadowbane says farewell to the princesses and leaves to take his rightful throne as the new prince of the Shadow Realm.
Well, at least that's a happy ending then.
Yeah, well, you can't have a bad ending to a series.
Well, obviously.
Good guys
I mean,
have to.
after all that he's gone through, I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. I did have a synopsis where Derpy was actually a spy, because, and here's why. Derpy is pretty much in every single episode. It's like the Where's Waldo, but it's Where's Derpy in almost every single episode. Mostly in season 2 though, because that's kind of what they did. But in season 1, she does, every time you see her, it is like a major thing where she's like doing something stupid. Anyways, so with that, I was actually going to set her up as one of Shadowbane's spies, because we don't know. So far, Lauren Faust hasn't explained why Derpy is Derpy. So Shadowbane, when he breaks out,
Derpy was just a background joke that fans have essentially disliked and got the name Derpy.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, it's like we don't know her background story of how she got to go. So, but with that, I was going to have Shadowbane promise Derpy, is like, if you spy for us without anybody noticing and report back to me, I will fix you. I will make you a normal pony. And she agrees to it, and eventually she is what leads Shadowbane into Canterlot, and he fixes her and she gets all happy. But eventually she is the one that helps save Shadowbane from himself by being Derpy and headbutting Shadowbane so hard in the head that the shadow powers that Crimson uses to fix Derpy collides with Shadowbane himself and causes an explosion, causing Derpy to go back to the way she was. Because I knew I was expecting to get a lot of hate from people going, no, you can't fix Derpy! She is the way she is for a reason! And so that's the reason why at the end of it, I was going to have to go back to the, twisted, floppy-eyed Derpy.
Yeah, I guess fans would be annoyed because there's a lot of fan things where it's pretty obvious where Derpy is pretty happy with being Derpy, I guess.
And that was the thing, is that it's like I can't make Derpy normal for the whole time. I have to find some way to make her Derp again. So, but that's pretty much the synopsis so far that I have of the story.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I do have a channel set up for it. It's MLP Origins Project on YouTube. So far, no videos. But we will have some vlogs and stuff like that of progress and people we're getting in on. Um, and actually, pretty much, we do need voice actors as well. So if any of you guys, any of you bronies out there who are listening to this interview have recording equipment or anything like that, or want to be a part of the show, please let me know. Contact me through Skype. Um, I will have Mr. Nuts input the Skype name in the description. And if you want to be a part of the series, tell me what you can do, and we'll go from there.
Right. Well, I guess I've had a total of one comment say I got a pretty good Big Macintosh impression.
Yup.
Oh, yup.
Yup. Nope.
I don't know, I did like once, like one video, and I just told them to get out.
Now just go away. No, I
No, I
can't do
mean me
that.
telling Big Mac to go out.
No, it's
Like, I was he? They're like, what are you doing here?
I have no idea. All right. Wow, that's. Do you have any more questions about any of the characters, about the synopsis, about the show? Any personal questions?
Well, well, I've already gone through the list here. I had. Um.
Mm.
Any of the main six you think they should like develop more on in the season 3, like say for
Well,
example
actually,
Applejack,
well, I
who
hear.
obviously
Well, speaking of that,
needs
I hear that Scootaloo is going to get her own episode of why she can't fly, of an actual. I heard rumors that that's what's going to happen. There's going to be an episode on the real reason why Scootaloo cannot fly.
well, according to Lauren, yeah, I mean,
Because
she
the
is
wings are
working on a
too
show,
small.
so obviously this might not be it. But apparently, according to Lauren, she has like some kind of disability or something,
Yeah,
and
her wings are
can't
too small.
fly.
Her wings are half the size they should be for a pony her age.
Yeah, which sounds like a rather miserable reason for the show.
Oh, and for those of you who are listening, you're all gonna hate me for this, but if you want to find out, you'll have to talk to me directly. I know what the Cutie Mark. I know myself what the Cutie Mark Crusaders, um, Cutie Marks are going to look like. I got a preview. I was lucky enough to get a preview of what they look like, and if you want to know, you'll have to ask me yourself. I'm not sharing it in public.
I'm gonna wait till season 3 when it's
Nope, you're
revealed
not.
then.
They're not going to be in any of the seasons. They're not going to get their cutie marks in any of the seasons. But I know what they're going to look like. I've seen a preview.
Huh. Well, obviously this is some fan project thing, isn't it?
Nope, it's an official Hasbro project. It's been officialized by Hasbro, and I know exactly what it's going to look like. I got a sneak peek, and the cutie marks fit. The cutie marks fit very well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Well,
leave you with that.
obviously you're gonna have
cliffhanger.
to leave it at that, so
Yeah,
to not spoil.
spoil the surprise.
So we're nearly at 40 minutes. Is there
Oh,
anything you
wow,
want
God.
to bring up?
Well, on closing, quick summary. Doing a series, need animators, need voice actors, need people who are willing to do this for no money, for donation of their time and abilities, because of course, this is a community project. Don't expect to get money unless it's through donations. Um, if you do want to donate, we do have a PayPal account, MLP Origins Project at gmail.com. So if you guys want to donate any money to the project for, per se payment to pay the people who are acting and stuff like that, please send them as a payment or as a gift. Do not send it under donation because I have had problems with that in the past. PayPal red flags anything that says donation if it's not to an official, like, charity or something like that. So please send it as a gift or a payment. Anything
Right.
else? That's pretty much it.
Oh well, thanks. Well, yeah, thanks for the interview,
You're
and
very welcome.
hopefully you watching liked my attempt at interviewing someone.
Yes, it has made me quite laugh on the inside.
So, well, um, now for the ending bit.
Yes. And again, say farewell. I am Crimson
Oh,
Shadow, and it is good to meet all of you bronies out there and have fun.
right. And this is Mr. Nutt signing off.